Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Lyra and Lily with Angela. As you can tell, I've definitely got a little bit more pep in my step or my voice today. I know the last one I did was a song, but I am so fucking, pardon my language, excited. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that. Okay, let's get back to basics. So, I'm so excited, I don't know, yeah, I guess I've kind of talked about it and stuff. I didn't know it would get me to all the crows came. I have, such an amazing relationship with crows. They do this thing where they 1, 2, 3, 4, they swipe their beaks on stuff, and they're all oh my god, okay. I live on, the 3rd floor, and they're, all hanging out, on the power lines and stuff near my house. I fucking love them. Okay. So I'm so fucking excited. I know there might be a lot of fucks because I'm just excited, and that's kind of what happens. But, so I've been doing a little bit lately. I've definitely been dealing with more, emotions, and I had a little bit of, depression. Not even sure how long ago. Feels like a little while ago. And it kind of really knocked me on my ass. And the thing is, whenever depression hits me, it kills, my spark. It's very, I go from me to, I just feel flat, flat inside. And it used to be a very scary thing for me because I thought, oh my god, I lost my passion, it's never gonna come back. And I realized, and I've learned through time, that it's sometimes just it's temporary, and that the biggest thing for me to do is to honestly just relax. And so I did that, and I just allowed myself to kind of do whatever I needed to do, and I'm really proud of myself. And I've still been thinking about all the stuff I want to do in the background in my head, because my brain is quite fascinating. It's it's like a kaleidoscope. It's very my subconscious does a lot of work. All of our subconsciouses do. And I really learned to process, allow the process to happen. And so, getting back to the amazing news, this morning, I started to feel a lot better, motivated. My biggest thing is at my, desk for my computer, I was using, a side table, actually. It's a really old side table I've had. It's, black, it's, heavy duty, and, it's got those little sliding things that look like cutting boards that kind of slide out on either side. And, it really wasn't comfortable, and it was really making it hard for me to, sit at the computer, because, I was hunching over and stuff. So I pulled my rocking chair that I had on the balcony, and I wiped it down, and I started, shaving off paint on the bottom of the rocker chair, because I was going to repaint it and stuff. And my thumb got really, really swollen, and now it's got a big blister. So it's something I'm going to do in the future. That's usually what happens when I'm excited to do something, but there's something I need to do first. I usually get stuck in the creative aspect of it, which I'm totally okay with redecorating it later at a later time. But right now, I live in Canada, I live in BC, and in Canada, I'm sure many of you have heard of the Truckers Convoy. If not, definitely look into it. It's so freaking amazing. And right now, there's just so much change happening in the world, in the community, in the country, globally. And, this is just the perfect time that I've been inspired to start really implementing things. So, for me, I really wanted to set up, a phone line that you can call when you're really scared, walking, and you can, have someone on the phone with you to, be on the phone, in case anything happens, they can call the cops, anything like that, stuff like that. And, it's so cool that today, when I was searching out, I got, 5 emails into different organizations, just of, different types of safety organizations here in BC. And then I just Googled kind of what I looked in, kind of what I was looking up. I can't remember exactly what I Googled word for word, but I found this really freaking amazing organization called Safe Buddies. And Safe Buddies, I'm just reading off their website right now. Oh, and I've also added it to my Linktree, because even though it's not like my website, I really, really want to support them, and I really think that it's really important for people to be able to access, their website and find out more about them. And here's the thing, I know Safe Buddies, and when I'm in the organization I'm talking about is more local to me. However, the biggest thing, which even the convoy itself, inspiration, can become motivation, which I've learned. And, maybe that's something that I could do, is I can make it more global or something like that. Though I actually got to speak with someone on the phone today from Safe Buddies, and they told me something really amazing about what they're working towards. And it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited, because it's just the beginning. You have to remember, everything starts somewhere and it grows. And so I'm just going to read a little bit off of their website. So the website, again, like I said, it's going to be in my Linktree, which is on Instagram, and I also posted on Instagram a post regarding it, and I did put the link in the comment sections. However, I'm not sure if you can copy and paste it and stuff, and it's a short address, for the a short link, I guess it would be called. And I'm also going to be adding it on my Lyra and Lily Facebook page. I've already got it on my personal page. But yeah, it's just something super important, and maybe it'll inspire more organizations or more services like this, because this is so freaking important. So important. Okay, it's called Safe Buddies. It launched April 10th, 2021, helping you get home safe. Safe Buddies are volunteers who help individuals feeling unsafe get to their destination safely. This includes seniors, non-binary people, and women, and it is inclusive of transgender and cisgender people. Why Safe Buddies? The past year has seen a surge of anti-Asian hate crimes during the COVID pandemic. Stop AAPI Hate reported nearly, I'm not good at big words, big numbers, like reading out numbers. I think it's 38,000 anti-Asian incidents in the past year, of which physical assault was the third largest category. In light of the recent Atlanta shootings and the rise of violence against Asian American seniors, as well as the recent incident in Vancouver where a woman was stalked, Bolt Safety Society launched the Safe Buddies program to help them get safe. So I know that it brought up that, and that is super amazing. That right there shows me that was their big thing. That was their inspiration that really started to get going. For me, my inspiration has been my own experiences, but with all the change going on in the world right now, the positive change and the move towards changes, it's really inspired me to then put myself into action as well. And then also that situation with my friends and that person online, so there's inspiration, there's an inspirational spark that really just fundamentally gets people moving, gets things going. And like I said, this is just an all-around amazing thing. Right now though, they are due to the pandemic, they have more moved now to phone conversations, as opposed to before they were actually people go out there and walk with you. Oh, sorry, I got hiccups. I'm really excited, and every time I get excited I get hiccups or stomach problems. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. I am just so excited. Like I said, like, this is something that I didn't know how I could start. Like, I wasn't sure, like, how I could go about starting up, like, something exactly like this. And I'm so happy it exists. And so right now, like I said, due to them moving to more over the phone, right now, the person I spoke to, they said that they are, working on getting, like, the connection and everything good, and they're also looking for volunteers, and that is something that I am definitely probably myself gonna do. I really want to really put the wheels into motion of starting to get a law passed, hopefully, or something like that. Some type of safety net here in Canada, like they have in the US, to help with online criminals and predators, because we have nothing here in Canada. And like I said, with everything changing right now and with everything that's going on, I really want to, kind of use that inspiration of the world right now to really help also bring in a new law or something like that for those kind of situations as well. But basically, what the person on the phone told me is they're looking for volunteers right now. So a volunteer would basically be the person on the phone who's, like, talking to people and stuff when they're out walking. You need to be over 18 years old, and you need a criminal record check. Now, I know this is local to, I'm pretty sure, Vancouver. However, I'm not sure exactly if there's a limitation on where exactly you would need to be a volunteer. But I would definitely, honestly, if you're interested, I would give them it, especially if you're in the Vancouver area. If you're not, I would shoot them an email and, even just talk to them about it, find out what it is. And even from there, like, if you feel inspired and you feel like you'd be open to doing that, I would highly suggest wherever you are in the world and within your community, I would definitely hope to inspire you to maybe look into your community, and maybe you'll find something close by as well. Or if not, maybe you could help bring this to your community, because I personally think it's a really important thing. Okay. Actually, I just found out become a Safe Buddy. We are currently looking for volunteers to join our cohort of Safe Buddies. Who can be a Safe Buddy? Volunteers can be volunteers at or over the age of 18 in Canada can sign up to be a Safe Buddy. Safe Buddies will accompany clients in pairs on a predetermined route. So now it would be over the phone. So you'd be on the phone with people as they're walking. Indicated availability and regions will be inputted into our system, then matched with clients who have requested a Safe Buddy. Check-ins occur throughout the shift for safety. Okay, yeah, that's so cool. So, like, on their website, like I said, it'll be in my link tree, and it's also what's it called? It's also on the comment sections of the post I posted on Instagram, and I might actually also add it to here, to the episode description as well. But yeah, I really wanted to jump on here and just, like, let you guys know, like, how amazing it is. Like, man, like, when I was talking to the person on the phone, like, we kept on thanking each other. He was so thankful that I, was, like, in, like, apparently, like, I'm an inspiration for, like, reaching out and, like, stuff like that. And I'm like, no, like, oh my god, thank you, but, like, you're an inspiration to me, because, like, I've been looking for something like this. I've been looking to either start it or get involved and really just, like, help bring this out there, because there's so many times, I mean, I don't know if you've listened to all my podcasts, but there's quite a few podcast episodes I have where I'm literally crying. I'm terrified, to just be out in the world or outside my house, because, like, I really haven't had a really good support network. It's something that I've dealt with for a very, very long time. I mean, I'm not in contact with very many family members, and the ones I am don't live close by. And, it's a part of, like really taking back my autonomy and, really embracing myself has been to have to let go of family members and friends that just have caused more damage in my life as opposed to good. And, in doing that, it made me not really have any support system besides my outreach worker. And my outreach workers in the past, the different ones I've had. And it's definitely put, like, a huge strain on myself. Like, it's overwhelming. I know what it's like to not feel like you have any support, to, think to yourself, I still have to get out and leave the house every day, even though I'm terrified. And don't get me wrong, I'm still terrified when I leave my house. Still very terrified. But, like, now I just, like, I send my location to my outreach worker, even if she's not on shift, at least it's still going, and if I don't turn it off, she then knows that something happened. And so, like, that for me has helped. I mean, I've definitely been at home a lot more, way more than I used to be before. And so that's my thing, is, like, I've just, like, I mean, the fear of outside has kind of helped me, like, push me inside more, and definitely helped me. Like I said, I was dealing with a lot of emotions and stuff, like waking up to the realization of, the past and situations, and seeing it with clearer eyes. Once the heartbreak's gone, you kind of open your eyes and see the truth. And, so right now, like I said, my goal is, I'm waiting back from an email from them, I guess, ambassador program. I guess it's kind of like sharing their information and stuff on social media, which I am all for. I mean, I'm already kind of doing it before, because I told them, I was like, what can I do? I'm going to be posting, information about you guys, like, I'm going to be sharing your link, like, I'm going to be, like, because, like, I really support this, 100%, like, I'm so happy and I'm so proud to, like, find this service and to find these people. And I think, where is it? The coolest thing about it was somewhere I read that, like, the people who got it together, I want to quickly find it for sure. What is this? Okay. Oh my god, this is so amazing. Okay, so, like, I've just been so excited about this. Like, I haven't, like, my brain hasn't slowed down for a second. And so right now, I'm glad I'm doing this podcast, because, like, I'm looking over their website, and, like, there was this thing about, like, who started it. I think I heard, like, somewhere when I first was reading about it, that it was set up by, like, students or something. So, like, I was, like, even more, it piqued my interest. But I was just reading this right here, like, FAQs and program details. I guess it's facts and questions. So, they have the walking safe buddies. So, like, when they were doing walking, it would be walk with the client from start to end. Destination, are physically non-confrontational and cannot enter private property, can call 911 in the event of an emergency. All program volunteers and clients are required to abide by COVID-19 regulations in their region. phone safe buddies. So this section I'm going to read now is just a short point form. It's all on their website. This exactly is kind of almost exactly what I wasn't having an idea of what I wanted to set up. Like, I wanted to have, like, when I first thought of it, I was like, I'm going to get a home line, and I'm going to sit at home, and people can call me, and I can, have a notepad, and I'll write down, whatever information they feel comfortable with. So, like, and then if something happens, they tell me, like, the information of, like, what are you wearing, where are you, do you have any description of the thing or person that's making you feel unsafe. And then I'm also able to remain on the line with them while calling 911. And this is so dope because, so they said phone safe buddies, and like I said, it's on the website, and it says stay on a call with the client from the start to end of destination, can call 911 in the event of an emergency, can contact the client's emergency contact. This is so amazing. Like, all safe buddies guide the client along a preset walking route, which has predetermined safe locations along the way. As a client, you'll receive via text message the link to planned route, as well as confirmation code that you can use to authenticate that you're meeting your designated safe buddies. This is just, like, so amazing. Like, I'm so happy because, like I said, like, this is something I've really wanted to work on, and because, like, I have so many things that I really want to bring to this world, and so many, like I said, like, trying to choose one out of 1,000 is difficult. So I've just, like, I don't know, I don't remember, honestly. Like, it's so weird. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I go in passion cycles. So I was really, really passionate about getting that law changed, and then I kind of hit depression for a little bit, and then so I really honestly couldn't work on it, and I had to take a break. I was really emotional, just allowing myself to just kind of go through whatever emotions I needed to, stuff like that. And the last few days, like, I've been, in my head mentally moving the what's it called, the side table that I would sit on. I was, like, mentally, like, moving it back in the corner up against the wall behind me, and then bringing my rocking chair inside. But it took me a couple days. So every night before bed, I was, like, picturing doing it. It's kind of funny. That's how I get my motivation, is through inspiration. So it sometimes takes a while. It takes a couple days, especially when I'm coming out of a really heavy place where I just really have no motivation, no inspiration. Things get heavy. The beautiful thing is the truckers convoy has definitely helped so much. It's inspired me, it's motivated me, and it's kind of cool that, like, things kind of work out like that. Like, the truckers convoy came along, and, like, for me, like, that was such a godsend, because now I'm so happy that I didn't really super push really hard to get this program started, this task force, because right now, we can't have a dingle hopper in the prime minister's seat, and it's just really not the person or the head of the government that I think would really be beneficial for this type of task force, or even approaching that. So I'm kind of with that one. I'm kind of working with the time. I'm kind of going with, the truckers convoy and how things are going with that. So, like, I'm going to be putting out emails. I'm going to be working towards it, but at the same time, I'm not going to be putting such a big push for it, because the thing is, I want to set it up, or I want to work on it. I want to look and see if there's different organizations and stuff like that. And maybe there's a few. I don't know yet. And I have a feeling maybe if there's, like, a few organizations that kind of have the similar thing or similar idea, kind of like when I found Safe Buddies today, and really kind of work with them. And then hopefully when we get a new prime minister and a way better just politics in general, I want to be ready with these different organizations, or just little old me. I'm not sure yet. I pray that there's organizations or other people, and I really want to then approach the government and get that passed. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that we can work towards. And, you know, I used to be a really, like, lone wolf person, I guess you could say. And, like, I'd been through so much by myself that, like, you know, I had to, you know, like, I picked, like, yesterday was pretty emotional. I had a little bit of some heavy emotions come up, and it was pretty sad. And so I went for a walk down the street to buy a pack of smokes, and it was raining, and I slipped, or my heel got caught in my long pant leg. I don't know what happened, but I fell, and I kind of scraped my knee a little bit. It didn't bleed, but, like, I was emotional. Like, you know when you kind of do, like, the splits almost? And, yeah, I don't know. As I picked myself up off the ground and, like, checked my knee, like, quite a few times, you know, that just, like, calmingness of, like, wow, I also have one of those bubble pop things for, like, anxiety where you can push it back and forth, like, the bubbles, so you might hear some noises from that. What's it called? And, you know, in that moment, like I said, like, I was, you know, picking myself up after, like, hurting my knee, and, like, it's just something that, like, you know, my mom used to do when she was alive, and in that moment, like, it's weird, like, I'm, like, more sentimental when I'm sad, you know, or, like, when I'm, yeah, it's just weird. And so, like, I had, like, that, like, humbling kind of, like, realization that, like, I literally have been the one who's been, like, picking myself up when I fall, you know, taking care of myself when I cut my knee or I scrape my knee, and I don't know, there's just something about that, you know, really hit me in a really deep place. And, you know, that's been the thing. That's been the thing with me of this whole down, really, really down kind of, like I said, like honestly, I guess I could share some things that worked with me is what day was it? Will this pop up? Ooh, awesome. That pops up a calendar. Oh, but it wasn't this weekend. Oh, yeah. It was the 22nd to roughly the 24th. So 3 days. I was like, so on the 22nd of January, I just kind of felt kind of melancholy, I guess would be the word, during the day. Like, kind of off. Like, you know, like, not really having much energy. Mind you, that was around the time that, like, PMS was hitting me, and I'd attempted to quit smoking that day. And by nighttime, I don't know. I was in a really, really dark place, and I started having all those thoughts come that I haven't had in a really long time, of, like, you know, really struggling with being alive and just really wanting to be with my mom who passed away. And I don't know, I was in this other place, just emotionally, mentally, and I was really, really struggling. And so what I did is I took a sleeping pill, and I went to bed, because, like, that was my thing. That was something I learned a lot. Like, I used to struggle with suicidal thoughts a lot, like, every single day, like, all the time, and it was really traumatizing. And so when I started to really be able to, like, you know, have a little bit more control in those moments, started to, like, really, like, have still at least a little bit of clear thought, I really realized that when I'm really, 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 really at that one point where I just, like, the thoughts won't stop, or just, like, I'm scared because the thoughts won't stop, and it's starting to build on everything, that I learned just going to sleep. Like, going to sleep isn't gonna, like, make me feel better, and all of a sudden I'm, like, a happy chickmunk. But going to sleep, like, I really found, for me, if I'm tired, it is extremely, extremely hard to think, and so it's like the thinking part of my brain turns off. So it's like the part that, like, can think through and be like, like those, like, counteract those thoughts. And when I'm tired, it's just honestly not possible, like, that part of my brain that works through that is sleeping. And it's scary. And so, I did go to sleep, and I woke up, and I still felt like shit. But I didn't have those thoughts, and I wasn't feeling so, like, trapped by them. I wasn't feeling completely and utterly just engulfed in it. And, the day was tough, but I just, instead of forcing myself to watch something funny or whatever, I kind of went with what I needed. And this was actually the first time, like I said, I haven't really dealt with emotions like these in, like, probably over a year. And, so for me, I wasn't exactly sure, how to do it. It'd just been so long, like, it was almost foreign to me. And, what's it called? And so this time, I just kind of went with what I needed, what my body needed, and I tried not to judge myself. And, the weekend was pretty tough, and the nighttime especially, like, on Sunday too, like, I struggled a little bit. I even wrote it down on my calendar, actually. I wrote, feeling super depressed, suicidal on Saturday, and then Sunday I put, still really sad, and then on Monday, I think I put, I'm not sure if it was Monday or Tuesday, but one of the days I put, like, during the morning, I wasn't feeling good, so I wrote, still feeling sad or something. And then the afternoon, I was starting to feel a little bit better, so I wrote down, like, feeling better, and then by the evening, I was, like, really happy. I think that's when, I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure. I don't even know what was going on at those times. Like, it's really hard for me when it comes to, like, time and date. Like, time just flows day by day, literally. Like, it's, like, I can plan for the future now, and put it in my calendar. Having a calendar actually is really dope. I really struggle with a lot of, like, practices of, like, if I don't have it in an actual calendar on my wall in front of my toilet, I won't look at it. If it's on my phone, and even if it pops up as a notification, like, I still sometimes don't see it, because, like, my phone is, like, I like it, but also at the same time, like, I'm not really hooked to it, in a sense. Like, there's certain people, like Pat King, with a convoy. Every time I see he goes live, I get really excited, because it inspires me. It makes me really happy, and so when I see it, I jump on it. But, like, if I get, like, emails or, like, stuff like that, like, it's just, like, I have so many, like, I've dealt with so many bullshit notifications, or, like, back before I really had a lot of, like, strength when it came to toxic people in my life. I had a lot of notifications from them, and you just get pretty good at kind of filtering them out mentally. And it kind of then spilled over to, like, what's it called, like, having calendar notifications and stuff pop up, because, like, especially when it's something I'm scared to do, or, like, something like that can be tough for me. And, sorry, I'm just thinking. Oh, so much better. Okay. Sorry. I'm still okay, so the thing is, this rocking chair, I love it, but my butt does not quite fit in it. It's just a little snug. And I had a blanket on top of the pillow I was sitting on, and it was, like, really cramming my butt in there. I feel a lot better. But I really want to thank each and every single one of you, like I said, even if I don't know you, even if I don't know your name or where you're from. Like, I super, uber, duper appreciate you. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And I hope that maybe I can inspire you to really see, like, because, like, I guess, like, something just popped into my head, like the conversation I had today with Safe Buddies, like, you know, like, the way I describe myself is, like, I'm just a civilian, you know, like, I'm not, you know, I'm not connected to any, like, organizations. I'm not really connected to anything. I really dealt with a lot of shit in my life, and I really noticed where there was a lot of change that probably would be really beneficial, and I did a lot of work on myself to where I had the capability and the capacity to, heal myself in order to, like, let go of the burden. Like, there's some other big stuff, like, I've been dealing with, I think I'm gonna say that for another podcast, because I'm still figuring out, like, so, like, how I do my podcast, guys, is the reason it's not on any such set schedule and stuff, is, like, I just, like, so, like, during that really dark time, of, like, the 22nd, it probably, like I said, like, I'm just coming out of it today. This is, like, my first, like, really good day where I woke up and I'm happy. Actually, I woke up this morning. I just was, like, I said fuck you to my ex in my head. So, that was kind of, like, not, like, in a, like, mean way, but, like, in a, like, I'm finally over it, like, all of it, you know, and I'm just very proud of myself. That was kind of tied in there. There was some really big, like, emotions I let out when I was with my outreach worker that I didn't even know were in there. Just some big stuff to do with my sister and stuff. Like, I really don't want to tack it on to this episode. Like, I know I've shared a lot of stuff. I want this episode to really be about, like, Safe Buddies and, you know, the inspiration and the amazing connection I made today. And to hopefully inspire you to, you know, find this is, I guess, it. So, you know, I heard this saying, I don't know where I heard it. It was a while ago, but the challenges you go through that, you know, give you the tools to, like, make a change. Like, I know, like, that's what I understood from the statement. I don't remember word for word, but that was just my interpretation. And the thing is, like, ever since, like I said, I've been 9 years old, I've been trying to tell my story just because I knew that it would be important, just to, like, I don't even know, like, I don't think it was, like, specifically, like, it's for this purpose, like, I knew, and so I did that. That has been completed. I've completed my story. It's on Amazon if you want to check it out, but since then, like, I've just really transformed that, and I've looked at all aspects of my life of, like, the last 2 years of really struggling with feeling terrified, and then once I was able to really not feel as terrified, or at least not feel debilitated. I'm not exactly sure how to say that word, but I hope you kind of know the word I'm trying to use. Basically, I felt trapped by my fear, not only by the creepers and everything, but then it, like, became, like, my fear became, like, debilitating, and I just got so trapped, and I felt like I was stuck in the mud and all that stuff, and it was really, it's just been this process, and once I worked through that, like, then once I got inspired by, like I said, that incident, with my friend's children and stuff on the internet with someone, that kind of just royally pissed me off, and then to really find out that we have nothing in Canada to deal with that as opposed to the US royally pissed me off too. And like, where I really, like, kind of got, like, that feeling was when I spoke to the police officer, when I made a police report on behalf of my friend, and I knew going into it that it was going to be the same old, there's nothing we can do. And I've gotten that answer so many times with the police. It's insane, you know. And so the thing is, like, I was just like, okay, you know, like, I'm gonna ask them, do we have anything in Canada like they do in the US to deal with people like this and incidences like this? And she told me no. And that's what really pushed me and inspired me to be like, okay, if we don't have anything like that, let's make something like that. Let's start something like that, you know? And I think it would be really beneficial, and I'm really hoping that with this convoy, you know, that we're gonna make a difference. We're gonna make an impact. You know, I went to my local rally here in my city on the 29th. I'm surprised I didn't lose my voice. I was woohooing and like, oh, it was so exciting. And we did a march. We did a little march around like the block, a pretty big march. And you know, I was able to yell and stuff, like actually word yell. That's not something I've really been able to do. And just some of the things that I was yelling out and that were other people were yelling out, like a big thing was, you know, freedom is our birthright. That was a big thing I was yelling. And I remember I yelled born safe and I couldn't figure out, and someone said die safe or born free, die free, sorry. Like I said, like they coincide, the freedom and the safety thing. And yeah, it really opened my eyes, and getting to be a part of that just really inspired me, man. Like, because my biggest thing is, like, I had all these ideas and I had all these ways I wanted to change the world ever since I was a little girl. And I really thought that no one would be for it. I thought that, you know, it wouldn't matter how much I tried to bring up a situation or matter how much I tried to organize something or anything like that. I thought that, like, no one else would care or no one else would actually get behind me. And just seeing the impact of the truckers convoy, like, it really inspired me. You know, like I said, like, I used to be stubborn as fuck, and, you know, I had no motivation. I couldn't even motivate myself. I was stubborn with myself. It was insane. And it was only once I actually started to get inspired that shit started happening, and I started to really change and grow. And, you know, like, for me, coming from, like, a very, very closed-minded, extremely stubborn, like, to be able to become more open and more understanding, and then be inspired by others, which then inspired me, which then, I don't know if I've inspired others, but, you know, that's my hope. You know, like, even if I can't see the ripples, you know, I know I'm making them. And, you know, looking back in my life, like, I have, you know, I've seen some ripples and changes, especially in ex-boyfriends, you know, and it's been kind of cool. I don't like to take any credit, and, you know, at the end of the day, you know, no matter how much of an asshole or whatever you may have been to me or anybody has been to me, I want us all to work together and to know that I inspired you even a little bit to grow or change your life or help you be happier and stuff. Like, that's what I want. That's always what I've wanted. And I'm just so proud of myself. I'm so proud of all of you. I'm so proud of the truckers. I'm so proud of just everybody right now. Like, you know, this is what we need. You know, the truckers is inspiration. And it's through inspiration that comes motivation. You know, it's like, it's so amazing to, like, have, like, this concept in your head and to, like live by it, you know, and just, like, think to yourself, like, you know, like, this is just, like, how I've been. Like, it's just been my way of really working with myself and understanding myself. And then to actually see it play out on, like, a global scale. And to be, like, you know, because, like, I can only do so much. I can only understand from my own perspective. So, like, I can be inspired. And I can speak about things. And I can hope I'm inspiring people. But, you know, you don't always get to see that on a personal level. So, like, it was kind of like blind faith in a sense of, like, just continuing to do my thing, just continuing to be myself and speak my truth and speak about my life and really open up. Like, the big reason I have my podcast, like, and the big reason, like, I really got really personal with it was, it really helped me because, like, I was alone and I didn't really have a family or a friend or a partner that I could sit down and just open up to this stuff about. And I had a really hard time with counselors. That's just a whole other story. And just in general, like, for me, it's like I'm really good at figuring stuff out by myself. I just need to know that someone hears me, and that I'm listened to. And I remember when I first started this podcast and stuff, like, I used to hit record and I'd speak and I'd hear my voice and I'd just think about, like, all the different people listening to me, and I used to picture that, like, all of you were literally, like, it was like, I don't know what year it was, like, but back when, like, there was no TVs and there was only the radio, and all these families were sitting, next to their little radios listening. And I always kind of felt like I was, like, in this whole other world, like this war-torn like life, like a constant, like, battleground. And I remember, especially, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but when I was, like, really terrified, and I was just bawling my eyes out, and I made that episode of just, like, I literally feel like I'm okay because I know that you hear me. Like, I felt like, that if I went missing, no one would know me. And just hitting record and just getting that out and opening up just about everything. I felt like if something did happen to me, that at least you guys would know who I was, and that, maybe me going through these things and me opening up might prevent it from happening to someone else, to other people that have gone through similar situations. I've gone through a very diverse life. I say that I've been on the both sides of different coins, of many different coins. I've been on both sides, and for me, that's been really struggling. That's been a lot of different challenges and a lot of different perspectives I've had to adapt and learn to cope with and learn to process and learn just how to get through. And so by going through so many experiences, like, I can, like, when I am watching YouTube, I'm a big YouTube person because I love learning. And the big thing for me is whenever I'm watching a YouTube channel, as I find out more about the person, the people that I really feel close to and the people that I really, like, open up to and actually listen, which sounds shitty, but it's true. Like, I still have a lot of trust issues. It's very intuition, very gut-based, and for me, it's, like, a big thing is if I can relate to someone, if I've been through something similar and something like that, And for me, it, like, helps take down, like, some of my barriers and some of my guards. And so the cool thing about that is, then I'm able to, sorry, just have to keep fixing my shorts because I keep riding on my butt and stuff in this chair. And, by being able to relate and, like I'm not gonna go fully into it, but, like, it's so in depth, like, it's on so many different levels, like it's just, like it's how that person, like, responded to that situation, how they kind of felt. Like, it's not just, like, oh, we both went through the same thing. I can go through the exact same thing with someone, but if they processed it differently or something like that, like, I'm open to hearing it, but it's really hard for me to connect and really relate, and then, you know what I mean? And so for me, like, that's why, like, I really like also sharing about, like, what I did in those moments, how it made me feel, what is it that helped me get through, because, like, you know, I don't hope that there's people that have gone through the same thing as me, because there's a lot of really painful shit in there, but I do hope that if you have gone through something similar, and maybe you had a similar process, or there's just something about me, or who I am, or have gone through things that maybe you find similar in yourself, or make you feel safe. That's a huge thing for me, is safety. And you know, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to open up about my experiences and share with you, to connect with you, hopefully make you feel safe, make you feel less alone, and to know that, you know, no matter what you get through or go through, like, life is changing. Like, bad stuff happens all the time, you know. Like, one of the areas, like, I know I said I wasn't going to get into this on this episode, but it's okay. I have no plans. Like, they're not dedicated specifically to one thing. But, like, what was I saying? Oh, man, I lost it. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I want you guys to know that you're safe with me. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm literally just a voice from a human being literally sitting in her bedroom at her computer right now. I'm me. I'm Angela. I was born to a mom and dad, and they're not a part of my life, and, you know, I've had family, but they're not my family, because they just cause more pain than good, and more trauma that needs to be worked through just by being around them. And it's been lonely as fuck, and I've gotten up every day, and I've tried my best. You know, I used to be really terrified when I'd have these really good moments in life, and I'd really start to feel like I was going somewhere, and then something would happen, whether it was depression, whether it was an outside event, that would just tear me down all the way back to, like, the raw and, like, just bloody. Like, all my scars is, like, instantly everything that's ever happened to me, just everything reopened. And you know, it took me a long time to realize that, you know, stuff's always gonna happen. There's gonna be times when life just comes in and cuts open all my scars again, but it doesn't mean that life's not getting better, and it doesn't mean that things aren't getting easier. You know, it took me time, and it took me patience, and it took me a lot of moments that, you know, I had to forgive myself, or, you know, just really understand that it was a process. And, you know, going through it, you don't always understand, and even being on the other side of it, for me, being on the other side doesn't mean that I'm fixed or that I'm not broken. It just means that I've let enough go, that I have the room emotionally, mentally, and physically to put myself out there and to try to make a change, so to hopefully have these things that haven't happened to me happen to anybody else. And, you know, especially with this 22nd thing of this month of just really, like, feeling extremely scarily depressed, something I haven't felt in a really long time. You know, the last time, or the time before, like, it took me all the way under. Like, I was terrified. And this time I was actually able to, you know, work with myself and just really just take it day by day, literally moment by moment, and definitely sometimes it's been breath by breath. It's just been a lot, and it's all about moving forward and just giving yourself that chance, Like, I used to feel like I was nothing, or like that I was a burden on society because I wasn't putting anything out into the world, or I wasn't really like contributing. And I realize now, like, I have begun to realize, and it's something I've owned, that I was never a burden. I was just in a cocoon trying to heal from the tragedies that have impacted me and have hidden that aspect of myself that I really am, I'm so glad, that I took that time and that I really just cocooned. And I mean, I was out and about in life, but there was something, like, there was this change going on inside that it was consistent. Like, it was in my head. Like, I knew what I was working towards, even sometimes, even if I got lost along the way, there was just something inside me that just knew where I was headed. And, that's how we got here. And now I just know when things come up that, I gotta take it day by day. And that things do change. And that things do get better. And it's okay to be sad, It's okay to be upset. It's just working with yourself to allow yourself to feel. Oh, that feels so much better. Sorry, guys. I also have a yoga ball that I sit on. So much better. But yeah. Thank you again for listening. I know this was a little bit of a rambling on, kind of a teaching moment. I know I get very emotional when I talk, when all of a sudden I get kind of nasally. It's really weird. But yeah, again, guys, I'm so grateful. Please check out Safe Buddies and just go look at their, information on their website, and just look at that, and then, just really ask yourself, or if you choose to, but like, I would highly suggest looking to see what resources, you have in your area. And if there's anything similar, and even if you personally may not need that, maybe there's someone in your life who may. And, I really want to inspire you guys. And like I said, I'm so grateful. And I hope you all have such a beautiful, amazing day. Thank you for spending an hour with me and listening to me, and as many hours as you've listened. I'm not even sure how many hours in total I have on my podcast, but I'm so grateful that you took time out of your day and your life to be here with me. It means a lot to me, and inspiration brings motivation. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye.